After the Rain is an amazing and unfortunately a very underrated series. The symbolism and themes within the story leave a mark within the audience and make us rethink about our passions and lives. When it comes to the art design, it's extremely well done. Although the character design for some of the characters may be slightly odd to some, the scenery and atmospheric artwork surely supersedes this flaw. To add to the visuals, this anime series puts out one of the best soundtracks that I personally have ever heard. The music fits perfectly with the atmosphere and mood that the series is trying to portray. It never distracts you from the plot and really helps immerse you into the series. There's something that is quite misleading, and it's that if you read the synopsis for the story off of some websites like My Anime List, you might develop the idea that After the Rain is supposedly just another romance story between a young 17-year-old high school student and a 45-year-old divorced man with a child. However, when you actually watch this series, you will realize that the series is far much more than this simple premise. However, the series does try to put you off track with the opening, which displays a very light-hearted mood with bright colors and a song with a positive tone to the lyrics. It even further tries to display this romance with both of them sharing a piece of a heart and the heart combining to form one unified heart. And even Tachibana, the high school girl, goes out on a few dates with the middle-aged restaurant owner. However, this mere simplification of the story could not be more misleading. The story is far much more than a simple age gap romance. In fact, it follows a similar premise to Makoto Shinkai's The Garden of Words, and that both of those characters, who also happen to have age gap, are longing for something missing within them. And both relationships revolve around a melancholy theme of lonely sadness. Although both of the characters do display some affection for each other, the relationship is more that they are able to fill a void of companionship that they were missing from their lives. The ending of this anime contrasts with the lighthearted mood of the opening. The ending song is much slower and takes a much sadder tone, with the rain helping to set this sadder atmosphere. The ending transitions from the sad, rainy weather with the rain dropping on a field track to a brighter sunny atmosphere, as if the rain puddles left lying on the track symbolizes the marks that some bad situations can leave on our lives, and the sun symbolizing the enlightenment of these scars and the bright future that we can hope to attain. This symbolic transition from a rainy to a sunny mood does follow the story fairly well, since both characters experience some form of loss or situation that causes them to be unable to follow on with their passions. This idea is first introduced with Tachibana, who has amazing endurance abilities and performs extremely well at track and field meets. Tachibana's accident with her tendon bone makes her unable to participate in any more track and field activities. The accident not only leaves her physically damaged but emotionally damaged as well, as her relationship with her close friend from her track and field club becomes much more distant and disconnected. The series further explores the sense of loss and loneliness from this one event by contrasting her looking out the window whenever her friends are playing outside together and whenever Tachibana is walking in the rain, covered with every drop, with each drop adding to the atmosphere of solitude. This sadness follows Tachibana throughout the story, and we are able to see her enter a restaurant called The Garden. And in this restaurant, Tachibana is shown sitting in a somewhat gloomy mood until someone shows an act of kindness to her by giving her coffee. This someone happens to be none other than Masami Kondo, the 45-year-old middle-aged man who owns the garden restaurant. This act of kindness helps lighten up Tachibana's mood, and what we learn about Kondo is that he did not follow his passion, which was to write novels, and instead became the manager of the restaurant. Tachibana develops a crush after this event and act of kindness, and this crush is further shown with her blushing every time she sees Mr. Kondo at the restaurant. However, to say that this is a mere crush overly simplifies the importance of its meaning. What this feeling that Tachibana has isn't simply longing for a lover, but longing for an escape from the loneliness and melancholy that she experiences in her life. As the characters both develop their relationship, they both eventually realize that they are missing a basic and essential part of their lives. Akira Tachibana, who is 17 years old, is soon transitioning into her early adulthood and exiting her childhood. However, she is stuck in her innocence, and she develops this crush on an older person because she wants to grow out of this innocence and transition to her adulthood, and looks up to Kondo because he has all those perks and aspects that she seeks within her life. On the contrary, Mr. Kondo is going into his late 40s and is losing his innocence that he once had when he was younger, and Tachibana is able to make Mr. Kondo realize that he is missing this part of his youth, and more specifically, his passion for writing. This series shows that Mr. Kondo also has some feelings for Tachibana, but obviously cannot pursue these feelings further because of their severe age gap. It's really good that the show didn't actually go too deep into the romance because it shows the maturity and good character of Mr. Kondo. He understands and realizes that Tachibana's love for him is a mere distraction that only fogs her perspective on her life issues and the impacts that her issues have on the others around her. The fact that Mr. Kondo chooses not to take advantage of this illusion, and even goes as far as to help enlighten and disillusion Tachibana about this mere illusion of love for him, shows that he not only doesn't want to take advantage of her, but shows that he has a very other-centered and mature character. The relationship is overall very well executed, and both of them are able to enlighten each other on their flaws within their lives. It shows an excellent transition of Tachibana into her maturity as a young adult, while it shows Mr. Kondo having to revisit his past in order to fully mature as an adult himself. The series is definitely much more for more mature audiences, but could be enjoyed by most people. Unfortunately, the pacing is slightly off in some of the episodes, but the development of Tachibana and Mr. Kondo's relationship is extremely well done, so it does kind of make up for this loss. Since the character development is very well done, you are able to connect with these characters on a very personal level. And if you're wondering, the ending is extremely satisfying and leaves a great place in it within your heart. However, if you were looking for more of a romance like Tachibana and Mr. Kondo getting much more intimate with each other, and you somehow manage to keep that type of mindset while watching the series, you probably will be disappointed with the ending. It is quite a conclusive ending, although it does leave some ambiguity as to what the characters will do at the end of this series, but it is implied that they will solve any of the issues and barriers that they had developed in their lives. If you do feel incomplete after watching this series, you can always further explore the story by reading the manga. The series is designed to resonate with older men, and more especially so since it is a seinen anime. It's quite obvious that the series is targeted towards that certain demographic because it follows the idea of having the appeal of someone having a crush on you, especially as an older man, which gives off this type of bittersweet feeling. And when you think about it, it is somewhat uncomfortable, especially with the age gap, but it is far more than the more intimate type of romance that most of us usually visualize in our heads today. Although many people may have this negative connotation around many age gap romance anime, when executed correctly, it is quite well done. They are very well done since they help focus more on the aspect of a relationship where both partners help heal each other and help enlighten each other to overcome the barriers within their lives. Overall, I'm going to give After the Rain a solid 9 out of 10. Unfortunately, it is quite underrated on sites like My Anime List, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. And if you guys already saw this series, don't forget to leave a comment down below about what you guys personally thought about it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a like if you enjoyed. Alright guys, I'll see you guys next time, and peace.